And good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us here on KREM News First at 4. I'm Regina on. Tom and Whitney have the night off. Let's get straight to some breaking news. Spokane has received its first shipment of the Moderna vaccine, and that's the second vaccine that received emergency authorization from the FDA for the fight against COVID. Here's what we know right now. Spokane County received 15,800 doses. This afternoon, MultiCare confirmed it has received its first shipment of the Moderna vaccine, and vaccinations have started today for staff at Rockwood Clinic, Valley, and Deaconess hospitals, in addition to making the vaccine available to its most high-risk healthcare staff. MultiCare says it's also holding 20% of its allocations for other frontline workers, including firefighters and EMTs. And if you decide to gather for this coming holiday season, the Spokane Regional Health District is recommending that you only celebrate with people in your household. If not, they encourage you to wear a mask and practice social distancing. The guidance is similar to what the health district issued ahead of Thanksgiving. They urged caution as well if you plan to be indoors and around others from outside your household. The health district did cite what they call a light at the end of the tunnel regarding incoming vaccine shipments. Regarding coronavirus case rates, the health district says numbers are slowly starting to improve, but they added that now is not the time to give up.
I'm cautiously optimistic. But I'm going to wrap that with a big caveat, which basically means now is not the time to release the public health guidance. Now is actually time to be very compliant with it.
And the health district also expressing concern about mental health impacts because of the pandemic. The district cited a statewide advisory that warned of increased suicide attempts across Washington state. Well, as of today, more than 30,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine have been given to high-risk healthcare workers in Washington. So let's break down when the state is expected to receive more doses. Over 44,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine is expected in Washington this week. Over 57,000 doses is expected in the state next week, and over 44,000 doses of the Moderna vaccine will be delivered in Washington next week.
The great thing about the Moderna vaccine, it's similar to the storage and handling of other routinely used vaccine. And it has a much smaller minimum order size. So this is going to help us get vaccine to many more providers across our state.
And statewide, COVID-19 transmission is plateauing but hasn't decreased enough. Daily hospital admissions of COVID-19 patients have been relatively flat statewide since the start of December. Washington is seeing a downturn in number of tests done and in the number of positive tests. Also seeing a downturn in the number of cases of hospitalizations following a very large peak. 20 to 39-year-olds still account for 40% of Washington's cases. And also looking ahead now, the state will find out vaccine allocations from the federal government on a week-by-week basis, and the vaccine supply is expected to increase each month. Well, today, Kootenai Health announcing it's treating a record high number of COVID patients. Right now, Kootenai is caring for 91 COVID patients. 28 of them require critical care, and they've now created 3 COVID units to treat these patients and has canceled all elective surgeries until at least January 10th to make sure they have enough staff and space. Now, we did ask the hospital about their capacity and whether they will need to divert patients, but haven't yet heard back. As families look to celebrate the holidays, Kootenai Health is urging people to celebrate safely and follow CDC guidelines to prevent the spread of the virus. Well, the federal government just reached a deal to acquire 100 million doses of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, and some of those could be on the way to Washington. The Washington State Hospital Association is expecting about 172,000 total doses of both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Experts say hospitals will store the Pfizer vaccine. In the meantime, health departments, primary care facilities, and private medical groups will take Moderna doses. Right now, it's unclear how many doses will make it to Spokane. Now, on the vaccine front in Idaho, both Pfizer and Moderna vaccine doses are expected this week. Healthcare workers and long-term care residents and staff are in the first priority group, and 7,800 doses of the Pfizer vaccine will be available for long-term care facilities starting Monday. But that doesn't mean all facilities will receive doses at the same time. Now to tracking the coronavirus, Spokane Regional Health District is reporting 381 new cases. That brings the total number of cases to over 24,000. And since the pandemic began, 3 new deaths have been reported. Currently, 67 people are in the hospital. The fate of the new COVID-19 stimulus bill is still up in the air. Yesterday, President Donald Trump said he would not sign the Congress-passed bill until there were some changes made. Instead of a $600 stimulus check, the president wants it increased to $2,000. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tweeted, "At last, the president has agreed to $2,000. Democrats are ready to bring this to the floor." But in order to do that, during Thursday's pro forma session, Pelosi would need the cooperation of House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy.
The one thing he should not be doing is, after the work went into the bill, holding up when by the end of the month their benefits are going to end.
And President Trump has also vetoed the 2021 defense bill, which Congress overwhelmingly passed over a week ago. Lawmakers are expected to return to Washington next week for an override vote. Well, the performing arts industry has been left wondering when they can once again stand before an audience. Back in March, Stage Left in downtown Spokane closed their doors, and there's no telling when they'll be able to make a full return. As they wait for protocols to be lifted, the new stimulus bill is offering $15 billion for arts venues across the country.
Definitely moving forward, it's nice to know that at least we're being thought of, because we will definitely be the last venues to be able to open.
Well, Stage Left has adapted to an online presence since closing to the public this year. Soon they will be producing a series of one-person plays to align with protocols. We'll have more on that coming up on KREM News at 5. All right, let's switch things over to weather. Hope you're all having a great Christmas Eve. Let's turn things over to Thomas Patrick. So Thomas, hope you're having a great day today. I did notice some sun today, and I was just so happy seeing that bright thing in the sky.
We were in astonishment, almost disbelief that we were able to see our own star in our own solar system. Not just today, noticed it yesterday as well. It's been gorgeous with the sun back out. It's not the warmest day in the world, but the sunshine always makes things just a little bit better as we take a live look over Riverfront Park. 33 degrees right now. That's pretty much average for mid to late December. We take a look at the nationwide map. Looks like it's going to be a white Christmas over Minneapolis. They're getting a bulk of snow for today. Dry over the west coast as of right now, but our next weather systems are set up in the North Pacific. Might come just in time for Christmas Day. Not exactly Christmas Eve, but there is a batch of precipitation that does move into the Pacific Northwest. And yes, you are seeing snow. And yes, the timestamp says Friday, Christmas Day. So coming up, I'm going to be detailing just when this snow is going to arrive and if it could officially become a white Christmas. So don't give up hope on that just yet.
And that would be a Christmas miracle. All right, Thomas, thanks so much. Well, still ahead here tonight, Washington State University is leading the charge in protecting animals during the pandemic. Coming up, what experts learned in just a few months of research.